Two Lane Blacktop is a 1971 film that at its essence is about a cross-country race. Inspired by the success of the movie Easy Rider, it is more of a cross-country road trip with some racing thrown in. It stars musicians James Taylor as the driver and Dennis Wilson, drummer for the Beach Boys, as the mechanic. Like with most of the movie, characters without names. The movie starts with some organized backroad night drag racing for money, racing that consists mostly of muscle cars of the period. But the car our lead characters drive is a stripped and modified 55 Chevy, in this event getting pitted against a Hemi Cuda. Which they beat.
That Plymouth had a Hemi with a torque fight.
From there, they head east on Route 66 out of California, paying their way primarily by challenging locals to races.
There's a 70 Camaro, 68 Barracuda, nothing there. There's a Roadrunner with a Hemi in it.
But the thing is, I'm just not in the habit of seeing the Chevy work against a two-bit piece of junk.
Golly.
In Arizona, they pick up a hitchhiker, played by Lori Bird, perhaps more of a stowaway than a hitchhiker, as they don't actually pick her up. She just gets into their car while they are in a diner. Which they seem to accept as if it was perfectly normal. The first impromptu race is against a 32 Ford with a dual carb 427 and 11-inch rear wheels.
It's a 32 Ford. It's got a 427 in it. Those are carburetors. 11 inches of rubber in the rear.
A relatively uneventful race for $300. Along the way, they pass or get passed by a Ram Air 4 GTO multiple times. Which the driver of that car seems to take issue with.
They've been following me clear across 2 states.
A character played by Warren Oates, who I know best as Sergeant Holka from Stripes.
You don't say sir to me. I'm a sergeant. I work for a living.
And from the Wild Bunch. But in this film, he's a chronic liar.
I take care of these boys myself. They're hometown boys. John is married to Mary over there, and Davis is his brother.
And we never do find out his real story. And he spends a lot of the movie picking up random hitchhikers, telling each one a different backstory.
I bought her in Bakersfield, California. I was testing jets at the time. Well, it got so I wasn't getting enough action on the ground. You know what I mean.
It's a test car. Driving a test now, as a matter of fact. Racing a Chevy cross country. Detroit set it up. I've been scouting locations for a down-home movie on fast cars. I bought my mother a house down in St. Petersburg, and I want to get down there and fix it up before she gets there.
I want it flat out. I was driving a 55 stock Chevy across country, and I got in a race with this GTO for pink slips. I'm going up to Memphis to run a few of my cars. A couple of Cobras, a Camaro.
But somewhere in New Mexico, he challenges the protagonist to a race.
I don't like being crowded by a couple of punk road hogs clear across 2 states.
I don't believe I've ever seen you. Of course, there's lots of cars on the road like yours. They all get to look the same. They perform about the same.
Sure we'll race. You're damn right we'll race.
For pinks.
For pink slips, or vehicle titles, to Washington, D.C.
We put the pinks in an envelope, send them to D.C. General Delivery. First one there waits for his car.
Calling it a race, however, might be an exaggeration, as things are taken pretty leisurely.
We just wanted to let you know that we're right along with you on the road. We're all in this together, right?
And our heroes both help and harass the other driver.
Yeah, this man's dangerous, officer. He passed us on the right a couple of miles back. I swear he's going about 90.
I'll tell you another thing. You're not going to make it another 50 miles the way the carburetor is. You're leaking gas all over the engine. Get it fixed in the next town. If they have the parts, it should only cost you an hour.
Look, we'll wait for you. It doesn't interest me to be 500 miles ahead.
I'll go with you, man. It's only 10 miles from here, next town.
Yeah, I need a carburetor rebuild kit for a 1970 GM Quadrajet.
Although they get harassed some themselves.
Not today.
And almost end up in a pileup due to it, coming upon a crash while trying to hold off another driver. And the relationships between the three male characters and the girl complicate things, even if she seems pretty indifferent about all of them. They take a sort of time out while in Arkansas to compete in a local event to earn enough money to continue on, in which they set up a grudge match against a Corvette, betting their tools against $300.
Going down against Mr. Barnall at CH1. Little B, hot rod.
A race they only win by taking the whole shot, barely holding the lead to the end.
Coming, that's 8 mile, this is a little 55. Let's go.
It takes place at Lakeland International Raceway, a real track that closed in 1979. In the end, there is no end. Even the tagline says, "No beginning, no end, no speed limits." The girl leaves with a biker, disappointing both drivers, and the movie ends in the middle of a race, with the film burning up, and we are left uncertain as to who wins, or if the race is even finished, both the cross-country race and the final race.
Holy shit!
One might say it is more of an art film than a car film, as it has limited dialogue and action,
Hear those cicadas?
focusing primarily on imagery, considered an abstract existential film full of metaphors, with a simple peeled-back look at life.
His neck is broke. He just kept coming at me, the damn fool.
It has been critically acclaimed, but didn't do well in the box office, for a number of reasons. But it would later become a cult classic, being cited as one of the inspirations for the Cannonball Run, the actual race, that would later become a movie of its own. Surprisingly, neither James Taylor nor Dennis Wilson contributed to the movie's music, and there was no official soundtrack, in spite of a rather surprising catalog of music being used in the film.
These are groovy records.
The lead car was, of course, a 1955 Chevrolet 150 that was, as stated before, stripped down and modified, with 3 of them being used. The main car, or action car, which was certainly not some poser pretend performance car. It was primer gray with a roll cage, a tilt front end, and cut-out rear wheel wells to make room for the racing slicks on classic 5-spoke wheels. It was equipped with a 454 that was still a relatively new engine when the film came out.
396? 454.
And modifications included a tunnel ram with dual 4-barrel carburetors. Backed by a 4-speed, it was a low 10-second car in reality. The movie doesn't really say how quick it is, other than a run with a poor launch being well into the 12s.
Quarter mile, he will run well into the 12.
Then there was a second car for interior shots, and a third with a reinforced frame for stunt shots, like driving off-road. And the main car would return to film a few years later to be driven by Harrison Ford in American Graffiti.
Hey, you're supposed to be the fast thing in the valley, man, but that can't be your car. It must be your mama's car.
The rival car was a presumably stock 1970 Pontiac GTO with the Ram Air 4 6.6-liter 400 rated at 390 horsepower.
When the 455 came out with a Mark IV Ram Air and a Carter high-riser setup, 390 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque. 0 to 60 in 7.5. Should do a quarter of a mile, 13.40.
Although it does have aftermarket wheels that appear to be Keystone Classics or something similar. Of course, there are a plethora of other cars of the period, including a variety of hot rods and race cars.
Carburetor's all right, but we can't see with this big heavy. We tried Kohler plugs, everything. Kohler plugs are working a little better with this more total advance.
And we get to see a few other races that don't involve the main characters. It's considered one of the great classic car movies, although it's unlikely to appeal to the Fast and Furious crowd. Or those with short attention spans. So as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment below and like and subscribe.